Alrighty, we are back playing with the T. I got to shorten the drive shaft now because we got the transmission in, everything like that. I'm trying to just get it up and out. I know Rolly's getting anxious, wants to work on his car. So trying to get this all done so we can kind of roll and throw his car up on the hoist there. Yeah, so I guess first things first, we have to cut a drive shaft down. So this one is, well, I'm going to put it back in and we're going to remeasure it, but it's, how would you say? It's probably close to 3. I think it was a little on the short side before. So I'm going to, well, we'll put it in, we'll measure what we need and cut it down. The way I've done it, and it looks like I've actually somehow welded and goofed with both sides of this thing, but I'm basically just going to break this weld. We knock the cap off. We cut our 2 inches or whatever I need out of there, or I might just cut it once I know. Then I'll grind this, we'll cut it, we'll split that. We're going to hammer the cap back in. I put it into my lathe. We kind of free spin it, put the dial indicator on it, try to get it square. Once that's all done, weld her up and smash it in and we are good to go. I don't know, I've done it enough. It does work for me that easily. I can shorten one a lot easier than I can lengthen one because I don't usually have the proper tubing to make the length. I guess if I had some stocked for some of these drive shafts, then I could always make my own, but I don't. So we're going to shorten that one and smash it into the T here. So on this front, this is how we are going to do this one. I am just going to slip my yoke in about where I want it. Get these things lined up and we'll do our new measurement. So I'll go into the cap to the end of here, which is 26 3/4. We're going like end of cap to end of cap, and I forgot my number already. 26 3/4. Have to write that down. 26 3/4. Alrighty. Alrighty. So if we do the math, it works out to 2.5 inches I need to take out of here. I already lost my marker. I'm going to base it on my weld here that I cut through half my weld. I forgot to show my little swap meet score. So, we had a little swap meet this past weekend, and the feller had, you know, some fake spotties. We all know we didn't pay that for it, but we got a little bit of a deal on it. Anyways, we got those. We got some really rough baby moons, or, you know, like moon caps. Really rough. That works out for me. I'm okay with that. Got us a tack. We got some exhaust clamps. I got a really nice and cherry. Look at this thing. This is nice and shiny. So I think I'm going to swap out the dash in that car, or in my truck here, and I'm going to put this bad boy in there. It's nice and polished, and I kind of like how clean the numbers are. So upgrading that. I plan to build another Merc, so we have found a swank leaping lion, like another hood ornament for a Mercury. So a 5051 I think is what had those. We got some 16-inch trim rings. Check those things out, eh? I'm kind of trying to collect some pieces for my 37, my little pickup. So when I do get around to trying to rebuild it, I have all the bits for it. Found us a nice wooden wheel. So we'll hang those with our other wheels there for now, until we have a use for it. That'll go up there with the other ones. We got an electric fan, so that's pretty good. Not sure how big it is. 16-inch, so that's pretty good, like brand new in the box. So Can always use those. And then we got a set of lake pipes. Those would have probably been good to have originally when I first started this truck, because they probably would have looked pretty killer on there, but that's okay. We'll save those for something. Can never go wrong with stuff. It's a swap meet. Anyways, got a few of them things, but well, I'll shuffle some of that out of the way, and we're gonna grind up my drive shaft and get her smacked in there so we can throw it up on the lathe and see if it's how true it is. Cool. But usually, if you get that dug in there right, should be able to just pop it off. Not always. There we go. Mint. Polish that up a little. And same to dry shaft. So what I do now is I make sure this cap is facing down. This cap is facing down. So everything's phased right. You get no weird vibrations. Now look away as I bang on stuff I'm not supposed to. All right, chalk it up in the lathe, and then we'll see how true it is. We are a little cluttered here. That's why I always like to cut at this side, because it's easy to chalk up for me. I guess if you don't have to do this, you can use a dial indicator and put it in your vehicle and turn it. I've done that. A little homemade steady rest here. It's our 0, so I'm going to go half a turn and see how crazy it is the other side. Okay, it's pretty zany. I think I'm going to rough it with just something to reference for now. Just to get a quick dial in here. Once I see that is hitting, so I know for sure. Get this out. Eyeball it. think that's close enough. Now we can try to fine tune. Which way are we going? So that's on the smaller side. So let's go over there. Let's give her a half the bump. Oh, my bad, wrong side. This is the low side, so. Side to side. Let's get her a little closer. Not too bad. There's always a little bump somewhere. Let's move it over a little bit, get it out of that. All right. Just so everybody sees 0. Pretty close. We can get this true though. Things like 5 thou out. I'm honestly not going to try to make it any nicer. That is perfectly good. Whoops. Let me recheck that because clearly this thing was sitting on there. Oh, nah, that's fine. Bet you if you did a proper drive shaft, it wouldn't be that bad. So people are saying that now it's out of balance or do something. You got to imagine if I turn, whoops. If I turn this on, and this would be like the drive shaft spinning down the road now. Like it's straight. I guess you could do the weights and everything, but I've always kind of done them this way and I've never had a problem. So now usually I would 4-corner tack, then you can kind of work your way around like that. It's kind of how I do it. I normally would zap it on here, but I don't feel like dragging my welder over here, so I'm going to carefully pull it out and we'll bring it over to the workbench and get her done. People are going to get upset with me. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Anyways, I like to TIG weld these just because I feel I know better what's happening. So anyways, what we're going to do is 4-corner tack it and then we'll zap the whole thing. And don't weld on AC, that doesn't work good. Let that cool down and then we'll throw her back in. Alrighty, so if we did this right, this should fit. Ta-da! Cool. All right, so snug that up. We are good to go. I think everything else is done. So we gotta put some oil in it. Do a wheel alignment next. Oop. A little bit. It's like a solid axle, so it doesn't really matter that this thing, I don't need a load on the suspension, if that makes sense, to do what I need to do. Anyways, we'll get this set up. So these plates just rest up against the tires and then you kind of check your toe in and out. So I look like I have way too much toe in. Anyways, gonna adjust that. All we gotta do is loosen off our, I don't know what you want to call it, tie rod, I guess. It goes from wheel to wheel. And you kind of, I gotta bring it out. I got way too much toe in. I'm gonna bring it back to 0, and then I want to bring it back into about a 1/16. That's kind of my goal. Cool. Well, one out, another one in. So we got to roll these car around here, and well, I guess you can kind of guess. Coming up, there's going to be some more, well, he's going to be plugging away at that thing. I think he's going to do some more structure for the floor. That's kind of one of his next steps. I don't know, probably painting the chassis. I think once he gets that done, we'll be mounting that, kind of mounting a fuel tank. Yeah, yada yada. Just kind of going through the process, but hey, it's back in. And my hot rod's good to go again. It's been kind of out of commission for a week, almost 2 weeks, I guess it's been. So anyways, I gotta get back at my truck. I kind of got distracted, and hopefully we're getting a little closer in that one done soon. I want to drive it soon. We're running out of summer. I want to get a few miles on it. All right. Till the next time. Later.